Hi guys, and thanks for joining me again today. Today I wanted to touch on exactly what is a Class 1B building. So that's the terminology I use because I don't like to use the word rooming house. I wonder why. So effectively a Class 1B is a rooming house, and I'll run through some of the specifications that you need to adhere to qualify for that class. But another question I get asked quite often is, can I do this in Queensland? Can I do this in New South Wales? Wherever. I'm based in Melbourne, so I focus entirely on the Victorian area region, specifically Melbourne. We are pushing out to Ballarat and Bendigo and Geelong, but to date it has been very much Melbourne centric. Now the reason for that is the rules here are so much easier from a building perspective and from just making money perspective. So in Melbourne, and as I said, I'll run through this in more detail in a moment, you can have up to 9 rooms. Brisbane, you can only have 5 rooms, and I believe getting through council can be a bit of a hassle. And New South Wales, you can pretty much have as many rooms as you like, but getting through council again can be a pain, or through town planning. So I focus on Melbourne. I am talking to some builders currently in the Brisbane area, so if you are looking at doing something in Queensland, I may be able to help you with that very soon. And I'm doing that because I've had a number of clients recently reach out to me saying they've got land there, they want to do one of these, can you please help? So hopefully we can do that soon. But what is a Class 1B? So a lot of builders don't like sharing this information because they consider it their IP, but the reality is, if you Google it, you can find it out. It falls under the National Construction Code, the Building Codes of Australia, Volume 2, Part 1.3.2b, classifications. So here we go. In Victoria, remember this is Victoria. The total amount of rooms you can have are 9 lettable rooms, and the rooms that we build are pretty much self-contained. They'll each have a kitchenette, they'll have their own ensuite. At the moment they're sort of sitting around 24 square metres each. They have their own heating cooling system. Downstairs a nice outdoor area, upstairs probably a balcony, that's up to you. So 9 lettable rooms, and common areas which include the kitchen and the laundry. We keep those as small as possible simply because we know from experience that the tenants just don't use them. Alright, we can put an oven in, come back in a year's time, it's never been used. One of these lettable rooms does have to be specific for disabled purposes. That is a criteria that's very important, and you can't let that room to anyone apart from someone who requires those facilities for the first 3 months of ownership. If no one takes it up in that time, you can then let it to anyone you like, and that's ongoing. The maximum amount of tenants you can have in this building is 12. So you could have 3 of these rooms let to couples, and couples do rent these rooms. A lot of young couples who have just arrived in the country, young couples who, you know, time to get out of mum and dad's place, but we can't afford our own place, we're saving up for our deposit, whatever it might be. They love these places. The total square metre of the building is 300 square metres. This is really key because if you get this wrong, the council's going to make you tear it down. The ideal site is 600 square metres. Now that's 15 by 40 in a flat site. That's Nirvana, okay? And there's certain builders out there will say, well, if you can't deliver that, we don't want to build on it. Having said that, some other builders I work with, I show them the block and they go, yeah, we can work with that. Did some stuff this week at around 530 square metres, and these guys have both said, yeah, we can do that, no problems. We are working on one at the moment that's literally a triangle, okay? So show us what you have. If you can pick up a block at the right price, you might want to consider one of these. The other thing that's really important to check before you buy that block is seeing what overlays are on that property. Are there any heritage overlays, flood overlays, whatever it might be, height restrictions, all that sort of stuff. Vegetation's another one, so there's an old tree in the middle of the site that we're not going to be able to take down. that's going to be an issue. Okay, so we need to check that stuff before you buy the site. There's a bunch of other small stuff, a lot of stuff around the fire rigs, lighting for exit, sorry. You don't need a sprinkler system, but you do need to have a very well thought out smoke alarm system. We put in cameras, etc., for the security of our tenants. Car parking, I don't have car parking here, so car parking, you need to have 3 car parks available, 2 normal and 1 suitable for disabled. That's about 1.5 wide typically. And we like to, if you have a 600 square site, you can normally get 5 on there, so there's never an issue around car parking. Well, that's it. If you have any questions beyond that, please feel free to let me know. Any questions outside of this, please ask, because I love to have some more content I could be able to put through to everyone, because if you're asking that question, there's bound to be someone else wanting to know it as well. Catch you next time.